Hi, I'm Jerry Hasspacher, and welcome back to the second half of today's segment on Going Green in Warren. And again, this is hip-hop artist and philanthropist G-Style from Detroit, Michigan, developing some great things in River Rouge and surrounding areas. So, G-Style, what is environmental justice, and what does it mean to you?
Wow, man, environmental justice is basically making sure everything is right in the environment so we all can thrive, so that way we all can have an opportunity to do what we want to do. So when you think about people trying to achieve the American dream, it would be hard to do that when you're dealing with so much depression, right? Mm-hmm. So when you talk about environmental justice, it's seeing what's wrong in the environment. How can we make that balance come about where people won't go through the suffering that they've been going through? Mm-hmm. People that I know, they've been dying for, man, it's been so many deaths. It's hard to even talk about, but it's all in this environment, you know? So it's a lot of depression. So every time somebody dies, it may happen to be a spare of the moment thing. The family have to make these adjustments that they may not be prepared for, you know? So it's a lot of things that environmental justice means to me. So my goal is to figure out a way to eradicate it. So hopefully we won't have to have this conversation about it, you know? And I mean, it's gonna be a process, and I know that, you know? So my goal for me is to just try to do my part in the environment, and hopefully people can, you know, follow suit, or, you know, I'm following suit as well, just learning from everything that I've learned from the Sierra Club and everybody else that can show me love.
Mm-hmm. Now, do the companies take advantage of a poor area and put the companies there and do the pollution and don't get as much trouble if they do it in a more upscale area?
I don't know. I mean, I guess when they sit down and they talk about where they want to run their business, I don't know if they talked about the safety concerns behind all of those things, but the area that we live in, it's like they thriving off of us. And then you look at the fact that I feel like we should get some type of something from them to say, hey, look, we understand that we may not, I don't know if they have our best interest in mind, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's why I'm looking at. So if you constantly have people that's paying their bills on time, and even with the water shutoffs and things like that, people can't get out of the depression if they constantly have to go through things that's stopping their family from moving forward. So when these companies know that, and they're $1 million companies, $1 billion companies, some of them are even in the Fortune 500, how did you get to that place? By killing people. Mm-hmm. And that's how I feel about it. And I'm not saying that some of the people that work there, they don't have the type of heart, but the people that's at the top and they know, and you have all these different studies that come out. So you don't have studies for no reason. You have these studies so that people can monitor what's going on in these communities. So I look at these companies, they pay for some of these studies. Some of them, you don't know what the information is. So all I can do is measure it by my people dying. So I can't measure it by the amount of smoke in the air. I can't measure it by the stench in the air. I measure it by the amount of funerals I've went to, by the amount of phone calls I got coming in, talking about my family's in the hospital. And it's a frustration. So then what do? You cuss somebody out, right? Then they say, hey man, you got bad language. Well, it's bad pollution. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? So it's an irritation when you talk about these companies that know, and especially considering all the things that my mother is going through, and she been living in this area. So I have a lot of information about that. I hope they actually come talk to me so we can work these things out, because I think that we all can sit down as adults. Even though it's a frustration, we can sit down as adults and make changes for the better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you feel the political process will play a role in environmental justice?
Tell me what you crying for. Why you crying? Why you crying? What you willing to die for? Who you willing to ride for? Long as you and I know. So tell me what you crying for. Why you crying? Why you crying? What you willing to die for? Who you willing to ride for? Long as you and I know. Yeah. When this money ain't stacking fast enough, and these bills just keep on adding up. That 9 to 5